Can you ever really escape where you came from? Or does the past always catch up, no matter how cleverly you run? Pixie is about a young woman in rural Ireland who hatches an elaborate plan to steal drug money and escape her criminal family's shadow. But in a world of gangsters, con artists, and bad decisions, even the smartest plan can spiral into chaos. Released in 2020, this dark comedy mixes crime thriller energy with Irish wit, creating a story about ambition, deception, and discovering that reinventing yourself is harder than it looks when everyone around you has their own agenda. It's violent, darkly funny, and stylish, asking whether you can outsmart a system built on betrayal, and what happens when the person running the con might be getting conned themselves. Welcome to Picture Mavericks. Today we're exploring what makes Pixie an entertaining crime story, how it balances dark humor with real danger, and what it says about trying to escape your circumstances when your circumstances won't let you go. Let's begin. Pixie O'Brien dreams of escaping her small Irish town and starting fresh in San Francisco. She's grown up surrounded by crime. Her stepfather is a local gangster. Her mother's past is complicated. Violence and schemes are normal background noise in her life. She hatches a plan to steal a large stash of drugs from a group of dealers, sell them, and use the money to fund her escape. She manipulates two hapless guys, Colin and Harley, into helping, though they don't fully understand what they're getting into. The heist goes wrong almost immediately. People die who weren't supposed to die. The drugs end up in the wrong hands. Suddenly, multiple dangerous parties are chasing Pixie and her accidental accomplices, all wanting either the drugs or revenge. Pixie's stepfather gets involved, as does a group of gun-running priests operating out of a church. The situation escalates from a simple theft into a violent chase across the Irish countryside, with bodies piling up and plans constantly changing. As the story unfolds, we realize Pixie may be running multiple cons simultaneously. She's manipulating Colin and Harley, but she might also be playing her stepfather, the priests, and everyone else involved. The question becomes who's conning whom, and whether Pixie's clever enough to survive her own scheme. Pixie explores the difficulty of escaping your origins when those origins are criminal and violent. Pixie wants out of the life she was born into, but she uses the only skills that life taught her to escape. She lies, manipulates, and schemes because that's what she learned growing up around criminals. She's trying to leave a criminal world using criminal methods, which creates obvious complications. This speaks to how environments shape us. We learn to navigate the world using tools our circumstances provide. Pixie is smart and ambitious, but her intelligence developed in a context of deception and violence. Escaping requires using those very skills that tie her to what she's fleeing. The film examines ambition and what people will sacrifice for it. Pixie is willing to endanger others, to lie to people who trust her, to participate in violence if it serves her goal. Her dream of San Francisco represents freedom, but the cost of reaching it keeps escalating. Colin and Harley represent innocence exploited. They're not criminals, just young guys who get swept into Pixie's plan without understanding the danger. They fall for her manipulation because they're attracted to her and naive about her world. The film shows how charming, determined people can use others as tools. The criminal world in the film operates on betrayal. Everyone is running angles. Trust is rare because people routinely sell each other out for advantage. Pixie navigates this world by being better at manipulation than those around her, but she's playing a dangerous game where mistakes are fatal. Her stepfather represents the past she's trying to escape. He's violent, controlling, and sees Pixie as an asset to use rather than a person with her own desires. His involvement in her scheme creates tension because she can't fully control him like she controls Colin and Harley. The priests running guns add dark comedy while showing how corruption exists everywhere, even in supposedly sacred spaces. The film finds humor in hypocrisy, in religious figures behaving criminally while maintaining righteous facades. The film style is kinetic and colorful despite the dark subject matter. The cinematography uses vibrant colors and dynamic framing. The Irish countryside looks beautiful even as violent events unfold across it. This visual approach creates energy and keeps the tone from becoming oppressively grim. The performance as Pixie captures her calculating intelligence and desperation. She needs to seem both charming enough that people trust her and cold enough that we believe she'll sacrifice them if necessary. The balance makes the character compelling rather than simply unlikable. The supporting cast brings personality to characters who could be generic. Colin and Harley are funny without being complete idiots. The stepfather is threatening without being cartoonish. The priests are absurd but still dangerous. Each character feels specific rather than archetypal. The 93-minute runtime keeps the pacing tight. The film doesn't linger on scenes unnecessarily. It moves from complication to complication efficiently, maintaining momentum without feeling rushed. The dialogue crackles with Irish wit. Characters trade insults and observations that feel authentic to the setting. The humor emerges from how people talk to each other rather than forced jokes, making the comedy feel organic. The violence is sudden and consequential. People die quickly and messily. The film doesn't glorify violence, but uses it to maintain stakes. Every confrontation carries genuine danger because the film has shown repeatedly that people won't hesitate to kill. The script keeps revealing new layers of Pixie's plan. Just when we think we understand what she's doing, another angle emerges. This keeps audiences engaged, trying to stay ahead of the story while suspecting we're still missing pieces. The setting matters. Rural Ireland provides both beauty and isolation. The small-town feel means everyone knows everyone, which creates complications when trying to disappear. The specific cultural context gives the film flavor beyond generic crime thriller. The climax brings all the pursuing parties together in violent confrontation. Pixie has been maneuvering everyone into position, but controlling chaos proves harder than creating it. Plans collide, people die, and Pixie has to adapt constantly to survive. What emerges is that Pixie has been running a longer game than anyone realized. Her manipulation of Colin and Harley was just one layer. She's been using everyone, playing parties against each other, positioning herself to come out ahead regardless of who wins individual confrontations. But the film doesn't present this as simple triumph. Pixie gets what she wants, or something close to it, but the cost is significant. People who trusted her are dead. The violence she set in motion affected more than just her targets. Her escape comes with blood on her hands. The ending leaves some ambiguity about whether Pixie actually escapes. She might physically leave Ireland, but has she escaped the mindset that criminal environment created? The methods she used to get free are the same methods that trapped her originally. She's still lying, still manipulating, still willing to sacrifice others for personal gain. This creates interesting questions about change and whether it's possible. Pixie wanted to become someone different, but she remains fundamentally herself. The skills that helped her survive are the skills she'll carry forward. Whether that's tragic or simply realistic, the film leaves for viewers to decide. The relationship between Pixie and the guys she manipulated provides the film's emotional core. Colin and Harley genuinely cared about her, even after realizing she was using them. Whether Pixie felt anything real for them or just played a role remains somewhat unclear, which reflects her character's complexity. Pixie offers a stylish crime story about a young woman using every tool at her disposal to escape circumstances she didn't choose but has to navigate. The film balances dark humor with genuine danger effectively. The comedy emerges from character and situation rather than undermining stakes. People die, consequences are real, but the absurdity of criminal life provides humor alongside tension. Pixie as a character challenges simple categorization. She's sympathetic because we understand her desire to escape, but she's willing to hurt others to achieve her goals. The film doesn't ask us to approve her methods, just to understand why she uses them. The Irish setting gives the film distinctive flavor. The landscape, the accents, the specific cultural context, all of this makes the film feel grounded in a real place rather than generic crime movie territory. The 93-minute runtime respects audience attention. The film tells its story efficiently without feeling incomplete or rushed. It provides enough character development to make us care while maintaining strong narrative momentum. The performances sell the story's tonal balance. The actors commit to both the comedy and the danger, understanding that the film needs both working simultaneously. Their conviction helps audiences accept the genre mixing. What makes Pixie interesting beyond its crime plot is its examination of how we carry our origins with us. Pixie can leave Ireland physically, but the person she became there travels with her. The film suggests that escape isn't just geographical, but psychological, and that second part is harder. The violence serves the story rather than existing for spectacle. It reminds us constantly that this world is dangerous, that mistakes have fatal consequences, that everyone involved is playing for keeps. This keeps tension high and makes Pixie's successful manipulation more impressive. The film's style and energy make it entertaining even when the subject matter is dark. The colorful cinematography, the quick pacing, the witty dialogue, all of this creates engagement while dealing with crime, death, and betrayal. For viewers who enjoy crime thrillers with personality, Pixie provides a fresh take on familiar elements. The Irish setting, the female protagonist running her own cons, and the dark comedy tone distinguish it from standard genre offerings. The film doesn't moralize about Pixie's choices. It presents her situation and her methods without demanding specific judgment. Whether we see her as resourceful survivor or dangerous manipulator depends on our own values and how we weigh her circumstances against her actions. What Pixie ultimately offers is a character study wrapped in crime thriller pacing. It's about a smart, desperate person doing whatever necessary to change their life, and whether the person who emerges from that process is truly different from who they were before. The image of Pixie at the end, having achieved some version of her goal, but carrying the weight of how she got there, captures the film's complexity. She won by the measures she set, but the victory is complicated by the methods required to achieve it. Pixie reminds us that escaping our past isn't just about physical distance, but about whether we can become fundamentally different people. That using the skills our circumstances taught us might get us out, but also keeps us connected to what we're fleeing. That freedom and reinvention are more complicated than just geographical relocation. This has been Picture Mavericks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.